The reason we've introduced the new build standard now is to reinforce quality build. We've been a leading provider of passive house for a number of years, but it's not always possible to deliver a passive home, and therefore we wanted still to provide a good quality product that was energy efficient, well designed, constructed well, and therefore we decided to clarify other builds we've done by creating a Hasto Standard. So people will know if you are going to engage with Hasto, and Hasto is going to be the developer of that affordable housing, that it will either be a passive house scheme or a Hasto Standard scheme. All of them are better than a building regulations property. Within the new build standard, we've got 8 key elements.
What leads to energy efficiency in a home is to provide warmth and comfort at a reasonable cost. In other words, with using less energy to get there. So that tends to mean the fabric first approach, plenty of insulation, good air tightness, making sure that the fabric of the building is doing the majority of the work. And then, and only then, do we start to look at the energy that we need to put into the house to deliver both energy efficiency in terms of fuel costs, addressing fuel poverty, but also in delivering comfort. And people overlook comfort, but it's one of the major elements that we're trying to achieve with our houses.
We are also keen to address the water consumption that our residents will have, and we design each scheme to have a much lower water consumption than is currently required by building regulations. But we also like to work with our residents and encourage them to use less water. And we do that by devices such as dual flush WCs, shower timers and low flow taps.
So what we're trying to do in terms of beautiful design in our new build standard is to encourage our designers to look early at what makes the settlement, what's the sense of place, what's the architectural traditions, if you like, of where we're building. So we're looking at the host settlement very early on, and we want to make sure that we reflect those elements whilst at the same time trying to make sure that we're delivering homes that are fit for the 21st century.
The rural nature of our schemes, that our schemes are on the edge of a village, they're highly visible, and we want them to really attractive, and that they sit comfortably and sympathetically in the wider community, in the local vernacular. Quality is something that's really important to Hastoe. We want to get the buildings right first time round, and to that extent we work with external clerk of works who do site inspections, but we've also invested in internal additional quality inspections. We're also looking at the environmental impact, how we can ensure that we don't add any impact. We've now commitment to engage a landscape architect as part of the design team to make sure we get a sympathetic soft landscaping scheme, but it means we take control back. We also engage with ecologists to make sure that we can understand the ecological value of any given site and what measures we can implement to enhance that ecological value. And we often do that through measures such as bird and bat boxes, bee hotels, and even hedgehog-friendly fencing. As part of the soft landscaping, we make sure that each of our houses has a garden that's incorporated in the design, and we like to see tree planting. Every garden will include a fruit tree for our residents, and that can be an apple tree or pear tree or plum tree. And so the residents have the real benefit of the fruits. Hasto has, over the last 10 years, distributed more than 1,000 trees, fruit trees, to our residents. And we call that a virtual Hasto orchard.
The new build standard asks for all of our properties to be built to the nationally described space standards, which are slightly larger than we have been building, and what that means is that our houses are again more comfortable, more livable, if you like. So they're laid down very early on in our standard that all of our houses must achieve those space standards.
We ensure that all of our front entrance doors are actually sufficiently wide to accommodate a wheelchair. Each of the homes will have circulation spaces for wheelchairs, and we also make sure that the car parking spaces are wider, so if there's ever need to transfer to a wheelchair, that's already built in. Part of the new build standard also looks at future-proofing our homes. So we're looking to incorporate electric vehicle charging points, and we try to get super fast broadband wherever we can, wherever it's possible and viable, we incorporate that.
Hastoe's always built good homes, so we decided to clarify with our own Hasto Standard, which is better than the current building regulations, and part of Hastoe to say actually homes should be built better, homes should be built more efficiently, they should be designed better, and this is again just reinforcing everything we stand for.